Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure if you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the like, subscribing if you're new. Yeah, West Ham again. West Ham are doing West Ham things once again, people. It's with this ownership. It's never going to end. When is it going to end, Robbie? I don't know. But hopefully I don't end up on a government website like the person that originally said that quote. But why are we thinking about hiring interim managers at this current moment in time? I have no idea. Because we're in September, guys. What, 6 games in? 5 games in? I think we're 5 games in. Yeah, we're 5 games in. Brother, it's like, why am I seeing from like the Telegraph that West Ham are like considering like to make an appointment until the end of the season only when Potter's been sacked? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this. It's always the short term. It's always like, not even short term. It's you're not even focusing on the short term at this point. You're focusing on your money. You're focusing on your bank account all the time. Every single time. It always happens. It's just a case of we don't really want to sack this manager early because it's going to cost us money. And we don't want to hire a manager that's in a job because it will cost us money. We don't want to pay compensation. We've been here multiple times before. But also, this just makes it more difficult, by the way, to get a manager, for example, like a Nuno, Espirito, Santo. Which, by the way, is the best option out of the 3 options that we're linked with. But I don't like any of these options. Doesn't mean I'm still going to be happy with it. I'm not just going to put up with it just because I know that this ownership is only going to hire 3 options. You know what I mean? And this is the problem. Too many people are giving into the standard of the ownership as it is. They're just giving into it. So this whole thing about, well, your best option's Nuno. You could have had someone worse. So just be happy. Fuck off. Like, as simple as that. Just fuck off. The reason why I'm not going to be like that is because we need to do better in general. We need to hire better. We need to buy better. We need to be run better. So let's say, for example, yeah, I'm going to paint out the most extreme example, but I'm going to compare it to this situation. All your friends, like let's say you got 4 friends. You got 4 friends. All of them are murderers. All of them are murderers. Let me land. One of them's killed 20 people. One of them's killed 15. One of them's killed 10. This one's only killed 1 person. They're still a murderer. They're just not as bad as the others. If you want to do the whole comparison, that doesn't make them a good person. That doesn't make them a good person just because they've only killed 1 person. It just in comparison to the other options of friends that you have. That's like the most sane one out of all of them. But that's just saying a lot about the options at hand. That is Nuno. Nuno's the guy who's killed 1 person. And this is the thing, like, people be like, well, you just got first into Europe and stuff. We didn't play them that long ago. It was only a few weeks ago. It was like 2-3 weeks ago or whatever, where we actually played Nuno, Espirito Santo's Nottingham Forest. And they were shocking. And the reason why they were shocking is because we set off them. Nuno's teams in 2025 don't know how to play with the football. It's just counter-attack, but there's no plan when you actually can't counter anymore. And we don't have the Ruben Neves, João Moutinho of the Wolves days in midfield to play well in possession like that unless you play Paquetá or Fernandes deeper. Someone that can actually break the lines and stuff. We'll see what Magas is like in the future. People get onto him after 1 cameo. You're a dickhead. I'm sorry, you are. You're just a dickhead at this point. Because you guys hype up signings, 1 signings, and then give them like 20-minute cameos and like, yeah, that's shit. That's you in it. I don't do that shit. But I get it. We don't have time to be patient. Cool, that's you. You see me, I'm fair on people. I'm fair. I give you enough rope to hang yourself with. And I've done that with multiple managers and multiple players in itself. But let's say even we wanted to get Nuno Espirito Santo anyway. Someone like Nuno, who actually has the CV to back himself, managing Wolves, Tottenham, Al Ittihad, Forest. I think he's managed Porto. I'm not too sure who he's managed before Wolves. But he has the CV to basically be like, well, I'm not going to take a contract for the rest of the season because I actually want to build something here because I just got sacked from my last job. And I didn't want to get sacked from my last job. It's just the owner that I put up with was a bit of a maniac. So now that I'm going straight back into the Premier League, ideally, I don't really want to be leaving at the end of the season because I actually want to be settled at some time. So that this whole hiring an interim until the rest of the season, it's like this is what West Ham do. West Ham's interims aren't really interims. So like an interim usually would be like an ex-player that's gonna like steady the ship for like 6 months or something. West Ham's interims are usually like permanent managers that are willing to take the contract. That's why we got David Moyes for his first spell when he was in like 6 months. When he was like 6 months. And that was the 17-18 season. And I'm pretty sure he obviously wanted the job after that. That's why he took the job straight after when West Ham came back in for him. So I don't think Nuno's going to accept that. Which leaves us with Slaven Bilic or Gary O'Neill and people like this. And Gary O'Neill, this is the biggest job you'll have. So I'm not looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to this. This is why, like, cool, I don't want Potter to stay. But if Potter goes, we're fucked. Because we're going to get Bilic or Gary O'Neill. This is a downgrade on Potter. You're just downgraded. Because don't tell me about Slaven Bilic is a good appointment just because he knows the club or just because we had Dimitri Payet years ago. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Because it's just not true. It's not true. It's 2025 and some of you want Slaven Bilic because he knows the club. This is why we're protesting. Because of shit like this. This is just an awful standard of the way to grade your club. An awful standard to hold your club towards. Let's be so honest. It is fucking dreadful. That's a terrible standard to hold your club to. Like, what on earth? I'm just being real. You can't just hire someone that used to be employed by the club. I mean, like, everything's going to be fine. Because when you look at the free options, they are genuinely dreadful. Like, genuinely dreadful. Like, they are so bad. So shit. And this is the problem. This is why I wasn't, like, I was heavy on getting Potter out, but it wasn't like the same as Lopetegui, where when Lopetegui was here, I was heavy on getting him out because, funny enough, Potter was available and Surrey was available. So I wanted one of them. We got Potter and I was like, okay, cool. That's one of the better options. I was free at the time. I won't complain for now. Which is why I'm not doing this whole thing of, yeah, I'll just take the best option, pause. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I can't bring myself to do that shit. That's just me, though. That's just me. Like, I'm not someone, yeah, that is just going to settle. Especially when we're in that stadium. And I'll keep reminding everyone. I'll keep saying the same thing over and over again because what was the point? I have to remind people what the motive is. This is why we protested. What was the motive in moving stadium if we're just going to have to settle? We could have settled at Upton Park. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. We're going to be live at 10 p.m. with Alfie. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.